What's up, YouTube? It's Nikki, and I'm back to do another video for you guys, another vlog for you guys. And first and foremost, thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you for those of you that have been following along on my journey. And yeah, I'm gonna just jump right in. So I am having a little bit of a tummy ache. I didn't cook dinner last night. I just had cereal. And all I had today was some oatmeal. And I just finished cooking dinner. And the way I cook, I'll cook for now and then I'll have some for later. So I have the rest set to the side. And I'm just having a little bit of a tummy ache. Today I tried to drink a little cola champagne just for bust off his stinking gas because I have gas, and I also did another charcoal treatment, hoping that would, help expel anything that shouldn't be in my gut. But I just made dinner. I made some citrus honey mineral, just something I made up, because I never really know what I'm doing, you guys. I just go with my spirit. But I made citrus honey salmon with yellow rice and mixed vegetables, cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, and string beans. And I ate that. It was pretty good. Pretty good. But I turned on the camera because, it's a nice, cool day. But I'm thinking about the dream that I had. I had a dream today. And I had a few weird things happen. So, I received a call from my mother, but I didn't answer it just for, personal reasons. And I'm just trying to focus on other things. So I did not answer the phone call. But I was taking a nap. The baby and I were taking a nap, and she's, as you can see, we both just finished eating dinner. She just got her fill of milk, and that baby is knocked out. Okay, she's knocked out, so I'm happy for her with that. She went to her. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But in my nap, we were taking a nap. I had a dream, and in the dream, I was at home, but it wasn't here, but I was home. And I remember seeing an aunt of mine, some of my cousins, and my kids. And in the dream, I remember asking, like I had opened up a dialogue where I asked my aunt if she knew what trauma was, and if she knew the effects of trauma on a person. And it's safe to say that I really, really made some very valid points because persons were triggered in that conversation. So that was that. The dream skips, and also my grandmother was there. And I don't know who we were waiting for. But I do remember giving a tour of my place. Now, it wasn't here where I'm physically located, but it was somewhere else, but I know it was mine. So I'm giving a tour. And I remember just seeing a lot of family members around. And now these are family members that I've been estranged from, haven't spoken to in years, haven't heard of anything from them in years. But I'm pretty sure they've heard a lot about me just from other persons in the family. Iniki's never there to defend herself, but Iniki's whereabouts and dealings are always a topic of discussion. I'm sure of it. I'm most certain of it because just from interactions with persons, their demeanor towards me would be that of, because you heard something about me from someone else. You never heard these things from me. And even if you did, you would probably take that as a way of treating me lesser than. So I did notice that. But nonetheless, one of my cousins, I was talking to her about apple pie. And I was explaining to her that I didn't like apple pie. I only like it for the bread. I don't like the apples, and that was that. Just something silly. We were laughing about that. When the person did show up, that I was waiting for, or that we were waiting. I was personally waiting for to give the full tour, to give it to everyone at once. And then the dream had skipped where I was in a car. I was in an SUV and it was loaded up. Like, I remember looking back and I could see my baby was back there, and it was loaded up as if I was moving, and I was driving, but it was so odd. I was driving from the back. So the steering wheel, the pedal, everything was in the back. And then the two front seats were open. Driver, passenger, they were open. Now, I remember having to try to control the vehicle because my baby is in here. I'm not really thinking of anyone else. I'm just thinking about my baby. My baby is in here. And I remember the GPS and the directions or whatever I was looking at, it said bumper to bumper traffic. Like, it said it, and now I'm realizing ahead of me is bumper to bumper traffic. So I think I was wanting to go to the store for something, because sometimes I'll get like these little sweet attacks and I just wanted something sweet. So I probably was going to the store for that. I don't know. I know I was going to a grocery store, but it looked like everything was just loaded up in the vehicle and I was on the move. And, like, clearly transitioning from one place to another, by what I mean as far as on the move. And I remember braking, and as I was braking, coming to this stop, and I remember saying, "Oh God, please no, oh God, please no, oh God, please no," as far as not hitting anyone in front of me. And I did. I bumped someone in front of me. Like, we all felt the bump, and that bump hit. Basically, I hit someone from behind and they hit another person in front of them, because it's, again, bumper to bumper traffic. And I remember the person had gotten out. They kind of looked at the bumper of the car. They did like one of these dust off motions, and they just got back in the car and drove off. Like, they didn't even seem scared. They didn't seem to mind. I'm thinking in my mind, good, they ain't saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. They didn't stop to interrogate us or ask questions or collect any insurance information or anything. They just looked at whatever they was looking at, did like one of these motions, and got back in the vehicle. I saw when they turned in front of us and they kept it pushing. And I'm like, well, shoot, I'm about to keep it pushing too. But that's when I ended up telling my aunt, because I had already driven to where I was going, that she could just drive back. So I woke up. And that was the end of the dream. So I woke up and I left my phone downstairs. So, I came downstairs. At this point, it was like after 3. Maybe like 3:10, 3:15-ish. I don't know. It's just after 3. Call it about 3:30. And I told baby, I said, let's go downstairs so mommy can cook dinner, blah, 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 lunch, dinner, whatever. And just go from there. So we had come downstairs. And after getting her settled, feed her, I changed her from upstairs and just, getting her settled to where I can place her down in her swing, which for some reason she hates, by the way. She'll give me like a good 10 minutes out of that swing, and it's like, okay, pick me up. So she's not really fond of it. But nonetheless, I set her down and I sat where I'm sitting right here, and I grabbed my phone. And I look at the phone and I'm seeing a couple of missed calls, missed text messages. Okay, I'm going to respond to those. So I called this number back. And she was crying at that point, so I couldn't hear. So I ended up like getting her resettled. And I called the number back. And it says, "Thank you for calling JetBlue." JetBlue? I mean, I asked myself, I've never even flown JetBlue. I've flown Delta. I've flown Have I flown Southwest? Can't remember. I think I've flown Southwest. Delta for sure. Hell, I've even flown Spirit, never again. I've flown Frontier, never again. But I know for sure, for facts, that I've never flown JetBlue. So I found that odd and quite suspicious. Very suspicious. So I called. I got a representative on the phone, And they asked if I had any reservation or am I calling about, booking a flight. I said, no, I've never called, but I have a missed call from you all. You all have called me back. So I'm not sure why you all are calling. They don't know. They can. And I said, maybe you can look up the number, but because there's no active reservation, they can't look that up either. So I was just saying, okay, no worries. That's okay. Thank you for your time. And I hung up the phone. I just had a dream about seeing all these family members that I currently don't speak to and wouldn't know how to address these persons if I were to ever come across them or be in their vicinity. It would take a lot of humbling and a lot of God, more God than none, to really be in that type of environment, because I'm not very trusting. I don't talk to y'all, for particular reasons that I shan't get into. But I found it very odd that I had the dream that I had. I know there was recently, unfortunately, there was an untimely death in the family, and certain family members did go down to Jamaica, and I know that my mother had flown JetBlue because I asked her what airline she had taken, and she said she had flown JetBlue, and she was telling me of that experience, back when I was open to give and receive conversation. But at this time, I'm not open for any of that, so I'm very much closed off. So she called me today, obviously, while I'm sleeping and I'm dreaming. Well, this is before the dream, but I know this is at the height of my nap. And the call actually woke me up because I heard my phone ring. But I looked at it and just put it back down and just went back to sleep. And that's when I had the dream. And then when I woke up, that's when I see I have a missed call. Nonetheless, it was odd. And me being me, of course, I'm suspicious of that. I don't trust it. Why is the airline calling me? Are they calling me because you couldn't get a hold of me? It just seems too suspicious. So anyway, I'm just here meditating on the dream that I've had, but not really taking too much stock into it because, again, I live a very quiet, very private life. I was just telling someone earlier that I've been in survival mode for so long that I never realized how chaotic actually surviving is. Surviving is extremely chaotic, to where now, because I've shifted, because the Lord, can't take any credit here, because the Lord had shifted my life from survival to now I'm living, it's a very soft life, very soft, very easy. The stressors that I had when I was surviving, I don't have those anymore. Sure, I have daily challenges or small things that I would like to get done or what have you, but it's never enough for me to lose sleep over it or worry. All of that just seems to just have, it's just null and void. It's refreshing, but it's a little scary. I'm just getting over not feeling lonely anymore. And the way I was able to combat the loneliness was, of course, prayer, but I challenged myself to reading any random book in the Bible that I've never read and just selecting a book and a verse that I've never read, meaning I've never been in the book. So, for instance, I've never been in the book of Titus, but I decided, and I never knew it was only 3 chapters. So I went ahead and I read that. Job was only one, the intro and that, the first chapter. I went ahead and read that. So I kind of just been doing that throughout the day or at night or whenever I get the chance. And it has really helped, put God's word into my mind and just have something to meditate on throughout the day. So that feeling of loneliness really isn't even there anymore. This morning I had an appointment where it was at 11, and before then I took out my trash, got my house in order, made myself some oatmeal, took care of LB here, and it was just like, this is a soft, easy life, and I really wish I was able to live like this ahead of time, like sooner, but I'm not dwelling on that. I'm glad I'm here, because going through so much of that survival mode has shaped and molded me into a person of I'm very closed off. I am a closed off individual. I don't go out. I don't club. I've always been one to take myself out. I'm never afraid to, I'm going to go eat by myself or watch a movie by myself. I don't like to spend money. So if I ever do watch movies, probably like Stream or some little bootleg little website or app I done came across. But as far as like going to the movies, that's something that I would have to be in the mood to do, just because I don't like spending money. And it's like, I'm gonna wait till it come out there and watch it for free. That's just, I've always been like that though. But other than that, I don't have a problem going out by myself. I love going out by myself. In fact, it's the dating aspect that I'm more nervous about, because people always are in expectation of, okay, I paid for this, or I don't need you to pay for me. I'll pay for myself. I don't even want you picking me up. I'll drive myself there. I'll Uber there. I'll Lyft there. Anything to take away from you expecting anything from me. No. So, but that's neither here or there. I'm not even in the mental space to be thinking or wanting to date at all. But yeah, that's it. I'm just here thinking. And right now I feel like I want something sweet. Oh my gosh. Ooh, it's so bad, that meat. I just want something sweet. Oh God, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys ever get like that sweet attack. And it's always like after I eat something, like, dang, I just want me something sweet. Am I the only one? Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. But of course, God loves you more. You all are amazing. You all are phenomenal, amazing. I've already said amazing, phenomenal, wondrous. You guys are go-getters. Whatever you want to be, that's a positive reinforcement, is what you all are. I usually have something more quirkier to say, but today I'm just chilling, just kind of in my head today. But I definitely wanted to check in, say hi, and until next video, you all have a blessed night.